Hey guys, this is Adrian from Real RC Reviews, and today I am bringing to you my review of the E-Flite Viper EDF jet. I haven't flown an EDF since, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. I had some goofy little, it was barely a jet. Um, it was, yeah, not even going to go into it. Anyway, when Horizon announced this one, I I liked the way it looked, and of course I liked their video. Um, and then, I asked if it flew off grass, which is a question that I've been getting. Um, so I wanted to test it out. It's 6S, and well, let's take a look at it. Of course, you'll see it in the videos. Speaking of which, I'm trying a different format here. I keep on taking footage, trying to capture different ideas and scenarios, and I think I end up repeating myself in the videos. So I'm going to review the plane straight up on this table, having flown it now several times, and after my tabletop review, I will transition into my flight videos, and you guys can watch those and listen to me babble about what I'm seeing, feeling, and experiencing as I fly. This comes with I bought the PNP version, by the way. I did not get the Maiden Flight version that has the AS3X and safe and all that stuff. What I am using is a 6-channel version of these guys. These are the new Spectrum antennaless receivers, and they are awesome. They're small, they're solid, they feel really nice. They're easy as hell to bind, and just makes for a pretty clean installation. I'm using a 6-channel on this puppy. So let's see, what can I tell you about this? Oh, so one of the big questions I've gotten is, can this fly off grass? And so that is all I have flown it off of. And more specifically, I've flown it off of really, really lumpy grass, probably the lumpiest grass I have ever seen. And it managed. I wouldn't say it excelled, but anything that is less, lumpy than that horrendous field will do absolutely fine. So if you have medium to short grass, and especially if it's not clumpy, I think you will do really well. As you'll see in my last video, my landings look decent, but with all the clumps in the grass that I was in, it just really, it bounced my, gear to the side. It makes the plane do weird crap. I think it might have given me a little bend here on this one. But I bent it back. It's not a big deal. It still goes into the slot. And to address another question that I have gotten as I announced that I was going to review this is, can a beginner fly it? Just because it has AS3X and safe and all that stuff, I would still not call it a beginner airplane. I'd say advanced intermediate, because it goes fast, and if all you've flown is like high wings and stuff, it's even for me, I've been flying for a while, and I don't claim to be the best pilot out there, but I'm not bad. But it can be a handful, especially if you're in a small space, as I was. But I also, that was intentional. I didn't go to my flying field. I wanted to show this to you in just a local football field. So I would definitely get something slower if you're a beginner. I know it's tempting to go into something like this, but you don't want to blow a couple $100 on a spectacular crash. But anyway, to go over my first flight was pretty uneventful, and you'll hear my voice. I'm pretty excited. I'm nervous. I hadn't flown one of these, and I hadn't flown in a while anyway. But what I wasn't used to is having throws that small. So you'll see that the roll that I do in that video looks kind of like the way you'd roll a cub. So I did fly a couple times like that. It felt good. It just wasn't as responsive as I like it. So what I did is I went back, looked at the manual, and saw, how to adjust the linkages so that you can get more throw and of course more responsiveness out of your airplane. And what I like to do is keep everything like at 100% throw for my high rates, but dial in about 45 to 55 on the expo, and then for my mid rates I like to put about 80% throw and about 35 on the expo, and then for my lowest rates I'll do about 60% on the travel, and then go to 25 on the expo. So once I changed the linkages, I really liked how responsive it was, and I'm also still getting used to EDFs. With my prop planes, I tend to go a little bit light on the throttle during certain moves and turns and banked turns, and with EDFs, you definitely want to, well, not do that. You want to keep some throttle on while you're, banking your turns and stuff. Let me go pop this hatch off. I'll show you the cabin interior. That looks sloppier than it is. It's pretty organized in there. I have a battery in there right now just because if you don't have a battery in here, it'll sit like this. So I like to keep something in there. You'll see my little 6-channel antenna-less receiver in there. There's a ton of servo connectors coming in there. That's why it looks like that. But later on I'll zip tie it, that kind of thing. So as far as batteries, let me give a shout out to the folks at RC Juice. I discovered them a few years ago when I was looking for a certain size battery, and they had it and nobody else did. And when I got that first battery, I was amazed at how small it was for its capacity, how nicely it was put together, and the fact that RC Juice will put the connector of your choice on it for you, free of charge, which is, that's unheard of. Anyway, Horizon recommended a 3500 milliamp battery to 4000. So I spoke to the guys at RC Juice, and they sent this out, which is awesome. It's a 35 milliamp and it's 60C. And just to give you a size comparison with this other battery is 4000 milliamp. And you just see the size difference. I don't know why it's so much bigger. I mean, 500 milliamp, I know that, that's not, I don't know, that just doesn't make sense. Just goes to show you how dense these are with, and compact they are. It really fits easily in there. So what I'm going to do is buy a couple more of these. I really like the battery. And for that matter, this battery in here that is 4000 milliamp actually doesn't get me any more flight time, is what I have discovered. Because it's so much bigger and heavier, it's not, whatever extra capacity it has, it's wasting it on keeping airborne, I think. I don't know, it's my non-scientific opinion, but what I do know is this battery is the bomb. So, and for that matter, this battery since I've started using it, it's balanced perfectly every time. Every cell is pretty identical, and in my reading, this sucker, I have not gotten to balance all that well. So So I don't know. I can just want to strongly recommend looking at RC Juice and looking at their Hobby Star batteries. Um, and you know what? Thanks again, RC Juice, because in my world of reviews where I pay for most of my stuff, it's nice to have some support from a company like RC Juice. And so I got to say about that. What else can I tell you about this jet? Well, you'll see in my flight videos how much I enjoy flying it. Though when I did fly in high winds, it was pretty hairy. I did not like that at all. It was getting thrown around, it was getting batted around. It was pretty scary. As far as transport, I'm just going to keep this sucker put together. There's too many wires to route to take the wings off. There's like 8 screws that, it's just, and it really is a relatively small plane. Might look bigger in this video, but let me get a kind of aerial shot. It's not that big. Pretty much the size of any park flyer. So I'm just going to keep it like that. So the PNP is like $220, I think. That's what I paid for it. The Maiden Flight is, I don't know, $250. They did not have it in stock, so that's why I went with this one. Plus, I wanted to try out the antennaless receivers, which, like I said, are awesome. So to just wrap it up, I mean, again, just listen to my expression, listen to my voice as I fly in the flight videos that are coming after this rambling session. I love this plane, and it really has sparked a new interest for me in jets. I've kind of stayed away from EDFs for almost since I've been flying, since 2010. But wow, once I got this sucker in the air and just, God, it's so nice. And the fan is so quiet on this sucker. And it's just, everything about it is fucking awesome. The foam is really nice. I don't know. It's really, really well put together. It's very solid. I can't say I have anything bad to say about it. The retracts are great. Everything is working out so far so good. So considering its price and what you get, I think you're going to spend more on batteries than anything. But what you are going to do if you buy this is you're going to love the hell out of it because it's awesome. I will agree that it is a great first EDF if provided that you are a decent pilot. But it is quick, and even with flaps down, you can get slow, but you're not getting, high wing slow. So keep that in mind and make sure you have a decent amount of space, flat space without obstacles, so that you can, come in low and make your landing nice and even. So, I strongly recommend the DX9 to fly with it. So with that out of the way, I will cut myself off and stop talking and just tell you that this is a sweet ass plane, and I hope you enjoy at least some of the flight video. I apologize in advance for keeping it high and not having great views of the plane the whole time. But I think you're gonna like this one. It's a great plane, and it's supported by, the biggest and best, well, I don't know if they're the biggest, but they are the best in the industry, Horizon Hobby. So get out there and grab one of these. Enjoy the flight videos. Bye, guys. All right, guys. Still freezing my ass off. Filming another review also. cold out here. I just can't wait to get this up. I will go over the plane itself in my house where it's warm. For now, this is the E-Flite Viper. There's a couple other brands that have Vipers. They all look the same. I'm assuming it's the same plane, but this has E-Flite guts in it. I'm using it's a battery from RC Juice. It's 3500 milliamp, 6 cell. It's the same size and weight as what E-Flite recommends. I have it pushed all the way to the front as they recommend. It pretty much balances there. It could balance better, but from what I've read, this is a kind of nose heavy setup anyway, so I think I'll be fine. But also the rates, not sure what to expect there. This is not AS3X. This is just one of the new antenna-less receivers. So anyway, the big question that I've been getting is, does this stuff fly off grass? So we will see. I'll take off with flaps, and let's see where we go from there. So here we go. Oh yeah. Bring the landing gear up. Or not. There we go. My landing gear's up. Sorry if this looks like a speck. I've never flown at this field before, so I'm trying to not hit those goalposts. I'll bring it lower in a second. Also, don't expect the flights that you see from the Horizon Hobby team. I am not that good. But if you're watching me, you probably aren't either. I'm actually twitching a little bit. I'm pretty nervous. This is my first performance jet I've ever had. I had an Electrofly Synchro. Oh, well, here's one thing I didn't realize, is that my flaps are still down. God, it's so cool. Oh my God, so cool. I'm not even doing anything crazy with it, and it's looks and sounds fucking amazing. Wow. Wow, I'm so excited. Let me see what this roll rate's like on this setting. Yeah, that's pretty low roll rate. And that's using their 100% throw on the travel. It's at 100%, and I just dialed it down. I do like a faster roll rate, so I will probably adjust the linkages at some point. But God, this is so cool. I can't believe it. Oh my God. I'm gonna be a jet guy now. I have it set for 4 minutes. I don't know how that will give me. I'm also not pushing it. So here's a high-speed pass.
sorry if I'm flying this again like a very wimpy fashion, but I'm still nervous. Here's another speed pass. God. Oh my God, I'm gonna do like, I think more than, you know, I'll do my review video, but I think this is something that I will keep you guys up on as I make adjustments and that kind of thing. So I'm set for 4 minutes, so I am going to drop the gear. And give myself some flaps. I'm gonna bring it in. That's 0 power right there. And that was a little faster than I like to land, so bring it back around. Yikes. Okay. Not a horrific landing. Came in a lot faster than I thought it would. But, you know, brought it down one piece. Almost rolled to the next county, but you know what? I did it. If I had more space, I would have made that landing a little bit less dramatic, but I feel like I'm having to navigate between some of these things, these obstacles and that kind of thing. As you see, this is really, really lumpy. That's another interesting thing. I don't know what's going on there. I have like an idle of speed going on right here. I'm throttled all the way down. Yet yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I'll throw this other battery in and see what happens. All right. Okay. All right, guys. This next battery is a whopper. It's a 4,000 milliamp 6S. It is Gen's Ace. I don't know what to expect. It's really heavy. It's really big. The RC Juice batteries, I don't know what they do, what's different about them in terms of their cells, but the same C rating and everything, and the RC Juice batteries are smaller. So anyway, this is balanced according to, you know, the recommended CG settings. I can expect a longer flight time, although I'm still gonna fly just 4 minutes and get out of here. I'm gonna see what my battery meter tells me and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's see. You saw at the end of the last video, I mean the last flight, I had like an idle. Yep, I don't know why it's doing that. So anyway, I have my throttle trim all the way down. So anyway, let's get this going. At least that should slow down my landing. I think my last landing was because it was, you know, still blowing air out. So anyway, here we go. Well, that would have been nice. Smack right into that goalpost. I mean, that soccer goal. All right, let's bring the flaps up and my gear up. Again, sorry if you're just seeing a white speck on your on your screen. I promise I'll give you more flights with this thing with a better scenario. But my actual AMA field is like a swamp right now. With these jets, you don't even have to do anything fancy flight-wise with them, because I don't know, it's just so cool to be flying one. You bring them low. Like I said, these are, I tried measuring the throw, but it's kind of hard sticking a ruler or whatever you're gonna try to measure with, as you deflect via surfaces. So I just went with, like I said, the full 100, and I can definitely use more. I mean, it does not roll like a champ on this setting, and that's high rates. Roll it again. Yeah, it's pretty slow roll. I'll invert it on the next pass. Some down elevator there, but it's pretty smooth. Again, my hands are still twitching. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Maybe it's the field, because it's certainly not the plane. The plane is pretty predictable. I'm gonna drop the flaps down, see how slow I can get it going. Well, I wouldn't say it's super slow, but I have another flap setting that I couldn't match up with E-Flite's video, but I'm gonna drop them down further. See what that does. But it does get it going pretty slow, but at the same time you start to lose some altitude. Well, actually, I don't know. That's actually pretty nice. I mean, this is just a normal football field, and I'm not using much more than the length of it. And this is a 6S jet we're talking here. Yeah, actually, I stand corrected. It slows down nicely with this other flap setting. I'll drop my gear, and I will land it. Hopefully in a nicer fashion than that last one, which I've always kind of prided myself on landing, and that one sucks. But let's go ahead and blame that idle speed that it had with it. Well, it's still a healthy rollout, but you know what? It's not bad. So, wow, guys, I have a massive RC boner right now. So I will write this up, and I will also show some close-ups and talk more about my settings from the house. But God, I love this thing. I think my next plane will also be a jet. So take that. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey guys, here I am again. Again, freezing my ass off. It's cold out here, and it's substantially windier than last time I flew this thing. I wanted to get it out again before I did my write-up and full thoughts on this plane. I adjusted the linkages on every surface. What I found last time was like the roll rate, the elevator, everything was a little bit too mushy. And you know, trying to flare on the landing and even aileron rolls and stuff like that just seemed a little too just too little responsive. So I put these on their max. Everything's still at 100, and I have my dual rates from, well, triple rates. So I'm going to start flying this on mid rates. I'll go through that once I'm inside and giving my final thoughts on this. But depending on how that feels at the middle rates that I have, I'll either go lower to lower rates or higher, depending on how responsive that is. But let's just see how it flies the way it is now. So yeah, okay. Always helps to turn on your transmitter. Let's go for the mid. There we go. Bring the gear up. Well, it's on mid rates. That takeoff was sloppy, sorry about that. Tell you what, banking these turns feels a lot better than it did before. That's pretty windy up there. I'm gonna bring it down so you can actually see it. Again, my apologies for pretty much this whole video series because this is a tight field, and I'm not sure what to expect on this thing. Let's see the roll rates on this setting. That's a lot better than before. Yeah, it's really getting bounced around up there. I'm not going to try anything crazy here. What I am going to do is go to my highest rates. You can see I'm kind of not used to jets because I have a tendency to lower throttle like I do with my prop planes, and that's definitely not the best way to fly an EDF. Yeah, this is really windy out here. More than anything, I really wanted to confirm that that it would fly better on. Oh yeah, there you go. So much nicer. The roll rate on these high rates. kind of wish I had AS3X right here because it's really twitchy with this wind. Let's do another roll for you. Much better. I'll drop my gear and my flaps and bring this sucker in for landing. I don't like this amount of wind. Yeah, it's really gusting now. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, not my best landing, but I have seen worse on, you know, on other people's planes and less wind. But I proved my point that these rates are much better, and also that you can fly this thing off of grass. So with that info that I have now, I have enough information, I feel, to write it up. So I will do that in the comfort of the warmth of my house. All right, guys, take it easy. All right, guys, giving this one more shot. Whether or not this video makes it into my final review is to be determined. This morning was way too much wind, so I figured I'd come back out. It's still windy, not windy, it's maybe 5 to 6 miles per hour. Earlier it was, I think, 10 to 15, and it got really crazy, and I hated my last landing. So we are going just less wind. So let's get this sucker up in the air. I need to turn around and see who's behind me. Okay, let's let it rip. This is on the higher rates that I had not programmed, the adjusted links. So let's go. Okay, yeah, it's much better without that wind from earlier. Let me get it lower. I know these videos have kind of sucked for being able to see the plane. Trying to avoid those uprights. That's why I keep on turning sharper. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, see if I can at least get closer, so I know I'm not gonna hit him. I can. A little more comfortable than I have been. it's nice. I want to get low enough so I can do a proper speed pass and that you can actually see it again without hitting those trees or those uprights. Here we go. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, after this morning's flight, which I kind of hated, I almost didn't like the plane, but that was really just the wind. This feels freaking awesome now. I love it. I'm really in love with this plane, and I think this is a start of a new stage in my hobby. Jets. I'm gonna drop the flaps. See how slow we can get it going. Let's do a low pass. See if I can do another low pass this way. God, I love this thing. Well, since I'm out here and it's not windy, let's... Oh my God. Well, if I had more room, I probably could have done a longer knife edge. Uh-oh. You know what that means? That means it's time to drop the gear, drop the flaps, and land this baby. And hopefully it will be a prettier landing than the last time. That thing was horrendous. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. So there you have it.